after the opening words. And that was the opening for Total War Rome Remastered. At the end, I won't say at the end, sorry, what was I going to say? Hopefully you guys will enjoy the series. We are playing Total War Rome Remastered. Going to be releasing every Monday at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, whatever your time zone is, you can figure it out, I hope. I'd say so when it comes to the intros, I actually like the original intro more than the remaster. The remaster's like just a bunch of marching armies and some music, while the other one's like booms, explosions, galore. You know what I mean? It's a lot cooler. But more hype. So we're gonna do a new game. So I thought about it for a little while what kind of faction I want to play, and I said I want to play a faction that's super different from the one that we played before. You know, Rome actually would fit that, but I figured, why would we make a video about playing as Rome in Rome Total War? Let's play as the Britons. The Britons are very far away from our original area, where we're basically playing more like in the, you know, the Middle East, the Near East, and you know, the northeastern part of the Empire. And one of our campaigns isn't probably even going to go up this far, most likely. And the other one, we'll see how that one ends up panning out. So I was thinking playing as the Britons is probably the best starting position, I think. So we're going to play as the starting position in terms of what I want to play. We could always play as like the Spaniards. The Spaniards was like the close second of what I wanted to play, if I'm being honest. Because I always wanted to play them when Rome 1 came out. You know what, screw it, let's play as the Spaniards. I wanted to play the Spaniards when Rome 1 came out, but they were not actually a faction you could play as when in the first game. I was like, oh my god, those bull warriors are so cool. And, you know, I'm a little bit older, but you know what I mean. So let's give it a shot. It's basically the exact opposite side of the Mediterranean from where we started before. And so I think it could be kind of interesting. Our big enemies are going to be Carthage, probably, and Gaul. And honestly, I kind of like the idea of playing as Spain because the Britons have the kind of a very easy starting position. I think reason why is that they have an island under their control. They have the whole island. That seems kind of easy. Let's go for the Spaniards actually. I'm changing my mind on the fly. Pray that I do not change it further. For centuries, the Iberian Peninsula has witnessed battles between the Iberi, Celtae, and Celtiberi. Now, with both Carthage and Rome mounting campaigns in the region, violent clashes are imminent, and the tribes need to put aside their differences to form a united front. If they see off the invaders, there may be opportunities to expand into the wider Mediterranean. Among the Iberian troops, none are more feared than the Bull Warriors, heavily armored javelin-wielding shock troops. Alright, we're going to go very hard campaign difficulty, hard battle difficulty. Let's see how this goes. Let's start the campaign.
Ever since our ancestors first daubed the walls of caves with images of the hunt, we Iberians have been great artists. Silverware, pottery, sculpture, or textiles. There is no material in which we do not create beauty. Yet, there is one art above all, of which our tribes are masters without equal. War. From the fastness of our mountain homes, skirmishers ambush our foes. Across the fertile plains, our cavalry raid their heartlands. In the halls of the gods themselves, great champions proclaim their arrival. There are none better honed for war than the people of Spain.
I do love the little intro cinematics that all the factions have. I wonder what the Reek opening cinematic looks like. I haven't checked it out yet, but I remember loving them. Like, they're one of my favorite things to do when I started a campaign. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but for some reason the subtitles and the audio were actually not lined up there for that whole intro thing. It was super weird. Sorry, intros. I was like, the audio, the subtitles were going by so fast, and the audio was going by at a reasonable speed. I'm like, what is going on right now? But anyways, back to the game itself. So it looks like we have Carthage owns right here, and based on this border, we have Gaul right here. I think the first thing we want to do is find out where exactly Carthage and Gaul are, as they will be the ones who are threatening us primarily, and see what the situation is. Find out where their settlements are, for when war starts, inevitably we must defend ourselves. So first things first, we need to make sure that we can defend ourselves, but also make sure we can make money. If we are not able to make money, then we will be in a very bad position. Let's start building mines for money, and then we can build roads right afterwards. I like building roads, but if we can get mines, that'll probably be a bit more bang for our buck. I don't know how long we'll have until Carthage declares war on us, or Gaul. So we need... The front door has been open and closing for a while now. It looks like we found the Gauls. Where is... Do I have a diplomat to start with? Or how do I figure that out? End of report. We're losing money, but not a lot. We shall hopefully start making money once our mines are complete.
At once.
Oh, looks like we have found... What does that 2 mean? I don't really know, but it looks like we have found Carthage's settlement, Corduba. We just don't... I don't think we have a merchant, do we? Yeah, we just have 2 spies. Oh no, we have a diplomat. Oh wait, it says a diplomat, not a spy.
They will hear me out.
How about trade rights? I'll give you map information, but you must give me map information. What if I don't give you map information? It's still generous. That's surprising. Maybe I can make them pay for it. Well, it's still generous. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I still want to request map information. How about make a single payment of 1,000? Still generous? How much are they gonna give me? What is going on here?
A most generous proposal.
They just gave me $2,000 in map information. The only thing we offered them was trade rights. What is this? I don't know if this is like weird AI thing or what. But I was not expecting that. We just got a nice little windfall right there. We can use to build this mine that in a couple of turns will allow us to make some more money and be a little bit more self-sufficient. The thing you should kind of decide is what kind of a shrine we want. So I want to see what the shrines give us, because like that'll kind of determine how I'm going to make the town. I want like more of a military day. Well, you can kind of get everything. You can kind of have everything in a town, really. But I kind of want to make sure that the town, like a town where I'm like, I really want to make sure I'm building more troops here. You know, get this kind of the right shrines. So it looks like the Apana goes up to 15% public order due to happiness, as well as +3 to troop starting experience for troops trained there. We have upgrades light weapons +1 and some experience. So these ones have some trade-offs to them, but they're both pretty good. So this one is upgrades missiles to +3. And then Essus will give us war. So all of these are actually pretty good in their own right. I would say that we probably actually want to make one of each of our towns have a different sacred circle, and we kind of just decide which ones are going to have what kind of troops specialize in that area before we invest in a shrine, I think is what we're going to do. For example, this one's our biggest settlement and can start getting, can actually start getting range units. So I think what I might do is I'll build a shrine to range units in this settlement and get the range in the practice range, and then maybe my lower end areas. Oh wait, this one actually starts with a practice range. I think what we'll do is we'll make we'll put this one as the one with the shrine to Abnoba. That way we can get our missile troops to be super strong, and then we can build this one can be like our the shrine to this to Apana, and then we can make this build our cavalry. We can build a cavalry here, and then here or here can be more of our general infantry, like our more of our light troops. I don't know why there's a lot of people coming in today. All of a sudden. Path blocked. Our diplomats by who? Our diplomat doesn't have his path blocked. That's kind of weird. Let's enter. One thing I noticed in a little bit of a testing just to see how the game worked. I did it for about 30 minutes, and I did find that it was actually pretty, the end turns are super fast. The first couple of turns, I definitely had a problem with income, but once I had these mines built, I didn't do it as Spain, actually. I actually did my test run as Britons. But there's one thing that it super annoyed me is I actually fought a battle just because I was like, I want to see how the battles were. And for some reason, my troops attacked without permission, without me telling them to attack. My troops wouldn't line up where I told them. They were getting stuck on each other. And it was really annoying when my troops weren't doing what I needed them to do. I don't remember if that was like a thing that Rome just had, as in like, maybe maybe troops, especially barbarian troops, were more likely to not just charge in aimlessly. But it was definitely a situation where I didn't tell you guys to attack, and for some reason we're attacking. We have them surrounded and outnumbered with the same level of troops, even in the hard battle difficulty. But for some reason, my troops are all routing, even though we have them vastly outnumbered, outgunned. It was really annoying. Yeah, we do have to be careful. Carthage and Gaul look like they might be aiming to attack us. Or at least Gaul is. Maybe if we can get our merchant to Gaul, they might not attack us. We'll see. But I don't want to lose Oscar if I can help it. I'm still trying to get settled.
They will hear me out.
Carthage is actually in my way right now. It's kind of annoying. So, will I be able to build troops in time here? How many turns will it take to build these? It doesn't say 2 turns, so I can't tell if I'm they will all recruit in 1 turn or if it's 1 turn each. I think it might be 1 turn each, it looks like. Fortunately, my diplomat actually has his path blocked by 2 separate entities, which means I can't get to Gaul before they attack. And maybe get them to not attack me first. But assuming this is 1 at a time, I'm not going to set them all built. I want to see if I can't invest. I actually didn't check what Essus is. I think Essus, is this that one to World Warriors and stuff? Yeah, this is the one with the Naked Fanatics and Bull Warriors. I would love both of those if I'm being entirely honest. Let's go Pana here. Do we have another mine being built anywhere, or are we just going to be struggling with money for a little while? I think we're going to be struggling with money for a little while. The only thing with the Britain thing is that actually after about 2 to 3 turns, I had no problems with money. Oh yeah. Okay, I can't select my diplomat. Yes. There we go.
They will hear me out.
How about trade rights? And I'll request map information. And Alliance? I could offer them alliance if I don't want them to attack me.
A most generous proposal.
But I don't really want to make an alliance with them at the same time, because I want to make war with them. And I don't like backstabbing my allies. If I go in for an alliance, we'll be best friends forever. Well, hopefully this garrison will be big enough to dissuade them from attacking, at least for now. I can't really maintain a bigger garrison than what I got right now in any of my settlements anyways. So, I kind of just have to hope for the best.
I cannot do that, sir. Yes, yes, master.
Okay, let's end turn. Path blocked. Yeah, path blocked. Alright. I'm gonna send this guy to scout a little bit more. I think Gaul was probably looking to attack me. But then I built a little bit more of the garrison, and they're like, maybe not right now. I guess I need to go the long way away and start sending this diplomat on a journey of self-discovery. Alright, I want to get some money back in here, so let's build some roads. Oh, apparently, improve roads via new bridges, bonus character movement, a better trade. Well, I am doing trade, so I would like the roads, but I can't afford too much per turn, it looks like. That army is pretty small compared to my army. So hopefully what I got so far will be able to hold. I didn't see anything else threatening me. I'm gonna just do some scat. I'm gonna move my. Do I have any extra generals of like that's not currently like governing a settlement right now? Looks like no, I don't have any spare generals right now. If I had a spare general, I want to put up watchtowers. Watchtowers would be really good vision for me. Because unlike in Rome 2, you don't see everything in your province, or at least, actually, technically in Rome 2, you don't really see everything in your province, but usually provinces are so big, or so small, actually, and cities are so big in comparison, that, that usually you just see anything because of that. Even though that's not technically what it's supposed to be. I can build more diplomats apparently with that. I see Carthage with an army coming down. It's about equal size with mine, which means it's not a good thing, because I think Carthage units are, by default, a little bit better than mine. Let's build roads for that better trade bonus. Second Gaul army. Not too big, but still another army. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Trade rights does not mean that they're going to be friendly with me. I do not want to enter an alliance. But there's no non-aggression pacts in Oh, hi, Romans! I was not expecting you here.
We're surrounded.
Faction leader is dead. Okay. Where's my diplomat? Diplomat, we need to change our stratagem. We officially do not have friendly relations with Rome. I wanted to actually have an alliance. Oh my god, that army's way bigger than my army. What are we going to do right now? That army is so much bigger than us. Okay. Don't panic. Our areas are completely split in half, which means that I can't just send an army. I can't. What are we going to? If Gaul won't give us an alliance, we might be screwed. Okay, that's basically just the situation right now. Okay, we can't really. Can we recruit any more troops? Let's start recruiting. Let's start recruiting troops. Panic in the streets! Panic! And this is honestly one of the worst times for a faction leader just to die. Like, dude, you kind of died when we needed you most. When the Avatar was needed the most, he vanished.
Your Honor, they will hear me out.
I want an alliance. Very demanding right now. How about we offer you... They were very open to an alliance right up until just now.
They will hear me out.
Right up until just now, they're very open to an alliance. This is not good. Carthage. Wait, I should have sent this guy to go talk to Carthage. I need another merchant. Okay. Let's build a Warlord's Hold, I think. I need to be able to build better troops here. But I honestly probably shouldn't invest. I probably shouldn't invest in Carthago Nova. The reason why I don't think I should invest in it is because I'm honestly not expected to be able to hold it, if I'm being entirely honest with you. So I'm thinking of not investing in it anymore. How many turns until it starts surrendering? Is that 4 turns until surrender, or is that 4 turns until one's out of food, which basically means that, oh my, but yeah, that army's bigger than us, so we're gonna have a very unfortunate situation if they don't attack. So it looks like we just let a woman, Fearmy die. War. Oh, someone did just come of age. Who just came? Where did he come of age and where? Oh, this guy. Abon. Alright, I'm gonna have him start building some watchtowers. I need to know what's going on in near my settlements. Oh, am I not actually in my setup? My technical. Oh, I guess it goes to the bridge. There we go.
Build tower.
There you go. Hopefully that'll give me some nice vision in the center here where I'm a bit wide open. Alright, team. We're vastly outnumbered against superior forces. Let's see if we can hold out against the Romans. I could definitely say this is a bit of a surprisingly hard start. I mean, it said hard start, but they also said that the Brins was
the enemy. That's what fear does to weaklings. Shall we show them what swords can do to their skulls?
Well, you look good. Even it's
Time to shed the blood of enemies.
Is it the whole speech? I think so. I love the speeches that generals make in this game. So I assume one's gonna go for the gates, another one might go for like this wall, I'm guessing, or this wall. So what kind of, we have advantages in terms of we have more cav than the enemy. So what kind of cav do we got? We have a light cavalry and a heavy cavalry. So this one has swords, which means they're probably a bit more of a, melee cav fighter troop. The general's bodyguard has spears, which means he's probably a bit more of a hold alt to expend. No further information. How very useful.
General.
So what we probably want to do is try and organize our cav to try and make our cav effectively. We have skirmishers, so we definitely want to be able to make use of our skirmishers. I'm trying to think of the best place to try and defend here. On one hand, we could try holding the walls to try to box them in, but the other thing we could do is I could try falling back, and try to hold here. And if I hold here, do I even have enough troops to try and make this a actual potential proposition? If I hold back here, I can then use this guy to hold here. I can potentially use my skirmishers up on this hill to then fire over the heads of my allies and try to make something happen. That could be what we do. And unfortunately, these are only town militia, so they're not all that great in terms of what they got. I want to kind of have everyone be right here and kind of aligned, but the weakness of this idea is if the enemy breaks down this wall, they could flank us. That's my only problem with this kind of idea. Well, if we hold the wall, we have them separate a little bit. So this is really kind of dependent on what the enemy does, which is one reason I don't like this idea. But on the other hand, if they do attack straight on, then this is a really good defensive position for me. So I think maybe what we can do is a bit of a balance, is do something like this. And if they don't end up going this way, I can have this guy join the main line. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very concerned about how we're gonna be able to hold.
Waiting for orders.
They have how many unit of archers? Oh, I guess that I can't read the stats because they're crouched down hiding, but I can at least look at them. These look like these are skirmishers. Yep. Astadi. What does Astadi look like? Oh, they look pretty cool. First wall broken down. Let's start playing. So the gate's been broken down. Do they continue breaking down this wall, or do they stop? It looks like they are going to continue breaking down this wall. I don't think our town militia are going to be able to hold against the going to be able to hold against the Stadi in a one-on-one battle. So we're entirely hoping that our cavalry force here is going to be enough to hold. You know, Gaul was one thing in terms of being able to hold out against my enemy, but Rome...
The enemy have taken the walls!
Rome is another story, if I'm being honest. I'm not gonna lie though, they do look cool as they come to murder me. It looks like we're gonna have to reposition some of our troops real fast to try and make up for this change of their positioning. I don't want my general to be run down by the enemy. So what's it? We have Astadi. We have Roman archers, Astadi. They is spreading out a lot. That could be to my advantage. Triarii, so spearmen, which means that's going to be the big thing to be concerned about in this battle. Alright, it looks like they don't end up coming around. Walk. I want you to walk if I can't help it. If you can help it. So getting so nice damage to that Astadi unit. I need this guy to come around as ASAP. Well, instant rout for my town militia. Holy crap! I don't even have time to bring my my cav to bear around. Oh my god! They just got deleted. General charge! But a nice little rear charge there, send some of them flying. I'm gonna fall back my general now. Rome is conquering, apparently. Apparently is the situation right now. Jesus. We're getting just slaughtered right now. What is this weird pathing? Come on, dude. I told you to attack. Where are you going? Oh, wait. No, I'm using the wrong unit to attack. That's what's going on here. We might be able to defeat the enemy general at least, make them pay for what they've done. But yeah, we're just got kind of steamrolled right now in this battle.
The enemy warlord flees from our warriors. Attack and drive them back in the same way. The enemy warlord lies dead. Now he can drink with his ancestors and watch his warriors flee.
Well, we defeated the enemy general. That's at least a win for us. And now these guys will fight to the death in the town center. Our general at least seems to be a pretty strong cav unit, but he is vastly outnumbered in terms of, like, how good the Roman stuff is. No, don't go through the enemy! Go through this gap! The pathing knows it can go through there, but for some reason it refuses to go through there. Oh my god. No, pathing, that's not the, how are you, why do you think that's a good idea, pathing? You literally know there's a gap right there. Oh my god.
Hurry, move, run.
What is going on with you? There you go, now you're going through the right path.
Your general is in his grave. It would have been better to send the enemy to their ancestors.
Fight to the death, general's bodyguard. We are all dead men walking now, but we have at least killed the enemy general as penance for this loss.
Destroy them.
Victory belongs to the cunning enemy.
Yeah, I was not expecting them to fight. I was like, the moment I saw Romans there already, I was like, well, I'm fucked. I'm just dead. Maybe what I need to do. I was expecting the Romans to attack Gaul, not to come and attack me through the ocean. Jeez. I was like, oh, I don't need to make an alliance with Gaul. They'll be dead and occupied soon, so they won't try attacking me. But now, now things are a little bit more, what am I going to do now? Kind of a situation. I'm tempted to just completely abandon Carthago Nova. And just be like, I'm out of here. Yeah, I need to upgrade this meeting hall. Let's retrain these guys. Like, oh, they're gonna just come down and take it. What do I have in buildings here? That's gonna be a decent amount of money lost here, but I'm gonna just have to demolish these buildings. Can I abandon the city? Is there an option to do that? We kind of need to increase the tax rate, I think.
General.
What's in the sky? Oh, no, no, fucking A. Why are you oh. That's why they're going this way. Damn it. I didn't notice that was there. I didn't want to go through Gaul because of that reason. I think so what I'm gonna do is so how do I demolish a building in this game? It was like super simple in like later games and I think in the base game, but now you figure how I can demolish a building. Scorched Earth policy team. Scorched Earth policy wins games. Or will this not allow me to demolish a building that already exists? Is that the situation right now? If that's the situation, what we're just going to have to do is we're going to take this whole army here.
Orders? Yes.
I don't want to move through Carthage. I'm going to have to move through Gallic territory. The reason I don't want to move through Carthage territory is I don't want to make them unhappy. They went from happy, very happy, to very unhappy. Like, can I even change the policy? Maybe we'll recruit like a peasants troop to hold the settlements. Let's see. Can I build anything this turn? No. Okay, end turn. So I'm unoccupied, heroic death, I'm besieged, yep. Who are you? Yeah, I need to get to the Britons for trade. Because the Britons will be a good trading partner for me. Because I don't expect to be at war with them for a long time.
General.
So I'd have this guy just wait right here within our territory for when the next army comes in and kind of assists him. That'll be in a big good spot. Alright. Yeah, it looks like one peasant was enough to keep them happy. As I basically abandoned them to die to the Romans. But, you know, it's understandable, right? I don't want to invest. I want to invest basically just in Asturica, and basically if we lose everything except for that one settlement, I would consider this a win. At least a good start. Come on. Let's build the ports. That way we can get the trade in, and we can also take out this rebel army here in our region. I'm going to give. So what's in this army? We have basic troops. So what we can do is I'm going to send this guy's army here
Move out.
to merge with him essentially. I'm actually going to have him merge with them. Just to be on the safe side and not move back. Because I'd rather not risk him getting killed. I can't help it. It'll make these guys slightly less happy, but right now my priority is not being brutally murdered by Rome. Who's been idle? Where are you? Oh, my spy.
On my way.
Scout to see what the situation is with Rome. They don't seem to have an army that will attack us, so it should be safe going past their territory for now.
Yes.
Alright, let's end turn. Looks like the Gaul is sending a merchant. There's Germania! Perfect! We can ask them to trade with us before going to the Britons.
Lord? Yes.
Who are you?
Yes, master. Spy.
Lord? Forward. Lord?
Okay. Did I already build a watchtower here? No, I did not.
Lord? Move.
Okay. We'll just have to end turn here. Where? Oh, I've offended Gaul. It just kind of had to be done, unfortunately, Gaul. You kind of, I kind of need to run away from Rome right now and consolidate my forces. No, Carthage! We could have been best friends! We could have been best friends, damn it. Fun enough, the only one who has not yet declared war on me
Yes, master.
is the one that I'm pissing off the most, which I find actually kind of funny. Map information for trade rights, and I'll even give you map information.
Would you consider?
I'll give you instead of counteroffer. Instead of me request, I'll offer. I'll say I will not request. I'll even just offer trade rights.
A most generous proposal.
There we go.
Yes, my lord. Forward, lord. Kill them.
Keep moving to attack. Alright, let's build a watchtower here. Wait, actually, first, before I build the watchtower, can I build any buildings in here yet? So this one increases money, so that's good. This one I shouldn't do right now. Don't mind the growth. I like the food supply. Let's go for land clearance then. I have 200 gold, so I'm going to build a watchtower here. Oh, I can also recruit mercenaries. Is that how much they cost per turn, or is that just how much they cost to recruit? So it's 170 per turn for them. Okay. I'll need to see how much I can afford before I do that. Let's build a watchtower here for better vision overall.
General. Forward.
Oh, wait, where's... Oh, I just put an agent with this army. I thought I'd move the army into merge the armies. I actually did not do that. Oops. Alright, so now we can move this guy to Germania because I actually forgot to have him communicate with Germania before last turn. Oopsies. Carthage and Spain, yep. I'm gonna lose Carthago. I'm just gonna auto-resolve the battle. It's unfortunate to lose it, but that was a decent source of wealth. Yeah. Now I got a decent army going for me now. I can actually start threatening this rebel army to chase them off my land. Get off my land! Alright, but unfortunately I won't be able to make an alliance with Gaul like I was hoping to. It looks like the Britons are taking on the Gauls right now, so they might not go to war with me because they have too much on their plate. Unfortunately for me, the Romans have not declared war on Carthage yet, which means that if the Romans have not declared war on Carthage, then they're free to attack me. In my little test run, Carthage was immediately at war with a crap ton of people. I am now in the negative because I lost that settlement.
We shall rule, destroy.
Alright, let's fight this battle. Necessity knows no law except to conquer. Publilius Cyrus.
The gods know that we did not look for this war. The gods know our hearts, and the gods know the enemy are doomed.
Alright, let's start this deployment. Okay, so our best unit is our Scutari. Right here. So basically our entire goal is going to be to try and murder them. So we have a lot of skirmishers. We want them on the front line. The reason I want them on the front line is because of the fact that I'll have them try to unleash as much damage on the enemy troops as possible. Then we'll have our primary forces right behind them, ready to engage. We don't have anything good in terms of troops right now. Our town militia is very weak and very lackluster. And we'll try to have our cavalry wings on both sides, and I think this is probably the best we're going to be able to do for now. If I lock them together and now force melee, I guess there's no locking in this one. I forget. It's been a while since I played this game. Never mind. It looks like there's no locking group, so we'll leave it as is right now. So where's the enemy army? Over here.
Units! Units! Double time! Units! Units! Run!
Alright, there's a bit of a hill here. And we want to wait for our troops to get in position before we attack, and then we're gonna just start moving up. Oh no, what the? Why is that not? That's not where I wanted you guys to go. But okay.
Units!
I think they've just entered range of my skirmishers. Look, what the hell's with those weird chaff? Look, what the hell? Am I the only one who thinks that looks super strange? Like, those javelins got some kind of magic right there. Look at how that one's like, whoosh. What the heck? I'm going to reposition my troops to match their troop movements. Bright side, I'm able to freely use my skirmishers now to try and limit the amount of damage my troops take while maximizing how much damage they take. What do they look like?
Units! Units!
Yeah, they haven't attacked back yet, so I'm not really too. I'm just gonna use all of my skirmish ammunition before I attack, because I know for a fact that my troops aren't all that strong. Alright, we're about to run out of ammunition, so we'll have to keep that in mind. So this was already out of ammunition. Looks like those guys are routing because of just the sheer amount of damage they've taken. They have Iberian infantry and I have Scutari, which are probably about the same level of skill, I imagine.
Attack! Units! Units! Charge! Town militia! Charge! Militia! Hurry! Scutari! Destroy them!
Alright, attack! I just sent a bunch of massive amounts of militia to deal with their cav. I was trying to get them to throw their javelins, but I'm not sure if
from
they
our
did it.
warriors. Attack and drive them back in the same way.
Wipe them out, buckos!
This is no longer a battle. This is a hunt.
Let's hunt them down like the
a
worthless
coward
dogs
chase.
they are.
Cavalry!
Yeah, our goal in this campaign, it looks like, is to survive until we can get like the bull wars and stuff like that, or else we might not be able to hold at all. Come on, you can do it, like half good. Slaughter that rebel general. Show them what happens when they rebel against us. We're in war times. Dissent is punished with death.
This is a great victory.
We have victory. A glorious death is his who his country falls. Homer. I'm not gonna lie, the Romans look actually really cool in this campaign. Ugh. In this game, right? In the remastered version.
Yes.
Alright, so how much money are we gonna be losing next turn? Because I need to know. Oh my.
General, orders? Yes, General.
Disband. We cannot afford you.
Orders. Orders.
What's your? Are you good at decent at command? You're decent. You're better at command. This is the factionaire, and who are you? You're not the factionaire. Okay. This guy actually has a negative management modifier. The thing I'm going to do is I will send this guy to Asturica.
Orders.
So how much have I like kind of waylaid? How much my negative income? It looks like I'm going to make positive income now. I think. It looks like. Could be wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Let me set the agent away. To scout. I need to scout Carthage.
Moving into position.
And then I'm going to move him here. Oop, why is my mouse not working right now? Come on, mouse. Work with me here. Work with me here.
March. General. Yes. Move.
Alright, I'm not going to make as much money now that he's in the army,
Yes.
but I should be okay.
Move.
They'll be kind of unhappy for a turn, but it's going to be worth it in the long run, I feel. Yep, I know. Sedamo's occupied. There's Germania.
They will hear me out.
What if I even offer map information, though?
Regretfully, we must decline.
How about just trade rights?
A most generous proposal.
Or at least I got some trade going on right now.
Yes.
Alright, so we got trade with Germania. Unfortunately, they did not offer. Unfortunately, they did not give us any map information. I like knowing what the map looks like. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. Alright, let's enter. What? I'm just gonna delete all of these messages. I don't care. Oh, so Parthia has now been declared war with the Seleucid Empire. These guys are now. There's a lot of war going on, at least for the Romans. Hopefully, will be enough to distract them. I'm not at war, of course, naturally, with all of the, all of Rome. The Greek city-states are no longer at war with Carthage. Macedon's not at war with the Greek city-states. Britannia and Germania are at war with each other. Egypt and Seleucids are at war with each other. So basically, a lot of war going on. This is, total war. Let's do probably one more turn. So. This has not been the greatest start of our campaign. We've lost 2 settlements. We've had to kind of retreat. On the bright side, we have the beginnings of one decently sized. Oh my gosh, I thought that was going to be a positive income. Apparently, I was wrong. It is not a net positive income. I'm still going in the negatives. Oh no. I thought when it said net income bonus, I thought that meant it was going to be like improved. It's actually downhill. Oops. So my net expenditures are more than how much I'm making right now. I guess it means it was slightly better than before. Oh no. Oh no. Alright team, there's only one way to make money. The way to make money is to attack Carthage and take their settlements for our own. It's the only way we're gonna get out of this pit we're in right now. All the trading in the world's not gonna be enough to make up for this deficit. Oh my, it just gets worse each turn. It hurts. Hopefully with this army though, we might be able to do something. A lot of cav, a lot of skirmishers, not a lot of melee troops, which is one thing that's a bit unusual for me, but there's only so much I can afford. Oh. On the bright side, we don't suffer attrition because we're out of money. So we're able to just keep advancing until we reach the area. So we have somebody who just came of age somewhere. This guy. What's your management skill? Not as good as this. Well, you're actually the same level, for being honest. So I think I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to send this guy south to meet up with the other general. So he needs bigger army. You know, more people, more army. It's all good, you know. Maybe I should have picked an easier faction difficulty, but I thought I believed. I still believe. We may be in the rut. We may still be in a rut, but we will win this war. We will show Carthage that they're wrong to attack us, and hopefully Gaul is too occupied to actually attack us. That's also one of my hopes. Gaul will be too busy to actually attack us.
Yes, master.
Rebel, I think? No, it's Dacia. Can we... How about we trade? I'll even give you some map information.
A most generous proposal.
Yeah, make some nice trade. They're not war with anybody right now, but they're allied with Britannia. If I can make to the Greek city-states, hopefully they can also provide me some decent trade. I don't think I have any trade going through my port right now, which is a bit surprising. All things considered, considering how many people I made trade agreements with, but oh well. All right, one more. Hopefully, when we take these two settlements, we'll be in a position where we can actually make money, and we're not going to be so negative. Oh, if mine is 373. Ugh.
Besieging settlement.
This is what you get, Carthage, for betraying me. You get war.
Besieging settlement. Orders. March.
Okay, they have a lot of cam. Actually, why am I building like that many? I should only build like 3 rams because I only have 3 melee troops. I don't know why I'm building this many rams.
Besieging settlement.
We're attacking because we're desperate. Essentially, is what's going on right now.
At once. Yes,
I guess he's out of movement, so we can't go any further. I think there should probably be a settlement around there. Okay, everybody, this is gonna be the end of this episode. Hopefully it ends up going nice. Gaul, no! Gaul, no, no! Gaul's gonna attack me. Oh no! This is not good.
Orders.
Gaul, no! Why can't we be friends?
General. Destroy.
Oops, no, I don't want to move. I want to see what happens if I attack. No, I didn't want to know. I didn't. I didn't want to start the battle. I didn't want to start the battle. Well, I guess we have an extra battle. I was going to end the episode right there and not attack yet.
Many will go to the afterlife by nightfall. Be sure that you are not one of them. By night, hell will be filled with our foes if I have anything to do with it. Bravery is in every warrior's heart. Bravery and more. Every warrior knows bravery and knows that he who runs answers not only to me, but to the gods.
Okay, so we're gonna take Cordoba, show these foolish Carthaginians what happens when they declare war on Spain, when we needed to not have them declare war on us. So we're just gonna show how they're meanies, so we're gonna punish them for being meanies. Is essentially what's going on right now.
Units form up.
Our primary advantage right now is going to be cavalry. Without cavalry, we don't have any kind of advantage in the wars.
Units double time.
The feeble enemy have more men. Ha! These are more heads for our warriors to collect in triumph.
Units, double time!
Let's make sure we can secure the front.
Units, double time! Units, form up!
All right, let's speed up that getting to the wall. Looks like they're all grouped up in the center. So we have about equal number of cav right now. Looks like their enemy reinforcements are going to be incoming. So we do have to keep that in mind. We have no spear infantry right now in which to actually do anything about them. We're feeling impetuous. What does impetuous mean?
Our warriors have reached the enemy gate with the ram.
Does that mean they might attack without orders? That actually could be it.
The battering
Impetuous might
ram
be
is at the
that.
walls. Our warriors attack. Now is the time for great deeds.
I don't really know how our cavalry matches against their cavalry. I think they're actually, wait, we're the exact same cav actually. Which means I think in a 1-1 fight, our cav loses because of the fact that this is hard difficulty, so they actually get like buffs to their stats and stuff. Which means that on a 1-1 fight, we have to have like 2 for every one of their troops, essentially. Or a very good strategy. So the real question is, are they going to go outside the walls or inside? They go inside the walls, okay. So the walls are going to fall soon enough. Let me just speed things up a little bit.
Your warriors have broken the gate. The way is open. Let your men kill all the cowards inside.
Shield cavalry!
Our warriors have driven the enemy from his own walls. The way to victory is open!
General! Hurry, run!
Scutari! Kill them! Cavalry!
On the bright side, they're attacking me, but I should hopefully be able to use my superior numbers to win this battle. Plus, they're going to be about to be flanked. So hopefully that's them throwing away 1 unit of cavalry. Yeah, it's just routing. Why is everything routing so fast? I don't remember things routing this fast in the original game. Feels like everything routes instantly. What is going on?
Your warriors have broken through the walls. Now attack! Show no mercy!
I remember battles being a lot more of a, lot slower. I turned off arcade mode, so I don't know why it would be like this. I'm gonna set this guy up over here. Alright, so I need to get these guys into out of loose formation. I'll start getting inside the walls.
Hurry! Scutari! Scutari! Cavalry! Attack! Cavalry! General!
Attack, quickly!
Attack! Scutari! Scutari! Charge! Awaiting your command! Charge!
They shall get reinforcements. I'm using this guy just to like help this maybe delay any attack from the behind. I don't fully understand why everything routes so fast.
Units!
I don't remember battles going this fast.
Units, charge! Units, charge!
Alright, let's get these guys lined up nicely.
Missiles, attack, quickly!
Keep up the attack!
Units, make haste! Units, make haste! Units, run! Units,
Why can't I get these guys like
fire span!
lined up like I want them to?
Units, run! Units, double time!
Keep up the fight!
Units,
Looks like we're just going to essentially charge the enemy is going to be the way we're going to win this fight. Don't let them...
Enemy warlord shows his worth. Nothing. Any of our warriors would die rather than run.
We need our skirmishers to move a little bit faster.
Units! Units, charge!
The enemy warlord lies dead. Now
We
he
killed
can
the
drink with
enemy
his
general.
ancestors and watch his warriors flee. The enemy warlord shows his worth. Nothing. Any of our warriors would die rather than run. This is no longer a battle. This is a hunt. No.
And now it looks like we
chase.
killed another general for the from the enemy side. Can I get my skirmishers to like be involved in this battle, or is there just not enough room for them? I don't know. Like, their range is kind of weird. I can't get them lined up the way I want them to. So we're just gonna have to see if they can do anything in this fight. As it stands, it's now become just a knockdown, drag-out battle. No sense of strategy or anything like that.
Units, charge! Units, charge!
My round shields versus their round shields. Let's see who has the better shields. It looks like we got them all surrounded now, buckaroo. Time to slaughter them all. Keep up the fight. That's an enemy bodyguard. That's a Jones bodyguard right there. We got some javelins going in there, doing nicely. And there's the end of the battle right there. Let's just speed it up.
Victory is the reward of warriors.
So we won the fight. I don't fully understand why they kept, like everything kept routing until they went to the center. I wonder if they did something weird with the morale in this game. Because I feel like the morale used to be a lot higher.
The land is ours!
Let's occupy and enslave. Show them what happens when they make war on us. So, I think we're going to start making money now. Can I replenish my troops at all? I think probably not. But looks like I actually can build better infantry units here now that I've taken the settlement. Can I demolish this? Yes, I can demolish this now. But apparently enables retraining of naked fanatics, so maybe I shouldn't do that quite yet, but I should do it soon. Now, on the bright side, hopefully it should, like, once I take, retake, Carthago Nova, hopefully I should be able to defend against what's going on. Gaul is going to move to attack, so what I kind of need to do is I'm going to try and bring my units together
Yes. General, General.
to replenish. Kind of just what I need to do. So we'll send the majority of the units, except for the ones that are wounded for now, and we'll send them to threaten Gaul. My hope is that if Gaul attacks, just like we'll see this army and we'll fall back, or if they besiege my settlement, I can just wipe them out with this army here. And I can then use this guy as kind of like the general to make up for it. How far can that guy go? Not too far. I'm gonna move this guy here. And hopefully they should be able to meet up and take out Gaul if they end up actually trying to threaten me. Let's enter here. Is that the Greek cities, or is that a rebel faction? I don't know what some of that is. What faction this is. It might be actually Macedon.
You are mistaken, sir. Yes.
Apparently it is Macedon, but it's under siege, it looks like, by Thrace. Hi, Mr. Thrace. I know you're in the middle of a war, but would you be interested in trade rights? Perchance?
A most generous proposal.
Thank you. That'd be hilarious if I could actually get into Macedon settlement and be like, hey, Macedon, want to trade me? It looks like Gaul has fallen back, which is good. And I'm going to now change what I'm doing here. I'm going to send these guys back to Scabalis. Actually, no, I should send them all the way back to Astarica.
Yes.
And then I'm going to send this guy to rejoin Corduba. And I'm going to send this guy to join him down here. And hopefully that'll allow me to start getting some stuff done. I'm starting to make some positive income. So I should start being able to rebuild a little bit more. And then I want to do is once this guy gets here, I do want to send this guy.
Yes.
Oh, let me see what's this guy's traits. Maybe I'll send this guy with the army, even though he's younger. This guy is better at management, so it's better to like have some decent management in this settlement if possible. And then I will attack, and then I have him attack here. That will drive Carthage out of Spain, and thus put me back into a good position. But I will be doing that next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did not intend to do that last battle, but you guys got to see a little bit of fighting in the you got to see a little bit of more fighting before the end of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I was totally worried about the situation with Rome attack, but thankfully Rome did not push forward against me. I guess because Gaul was kind of between me and them, and then Carthage took me out, and I don't think they're with Carthage quite yet. So they didn't advance any further. Hopefully we might be able to stop their further advancement now with this army. It's the best army we'll probably get for quite a while. Until we can afford it. And I definitely, the thing I'm going to do before I get a new army is I need to get a garrison army in all my settlements, because I think what's happening is the AI somehow knows, well, they don't somehow know, they know that I do not have a very big, I don't have to have a very big garrison there, so they're like, oh, this is our opportunity, we're going to attack. But when they saw my armies moving forward, they're like, oh no, we got to fall back now. And so, which is one reason why I should probably build at least 3 units in each of these settlements. Even if they're not very strong units, I do need to recruit units in here. Both to help with the public order situation, but also to help with making so the AI does not think we're available to attack. There's the biggest thing is military deterrence when it comes to the AI, it looks like. Alright guys, have a good day, night, evening, wherever it may be. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.